Hello everybody, Tim Willoughby from Magic Madhouse here, and we've got a pretty special day ahead of us today because Pokemon Primal Clash has just come out. We've just got in all the stock, and I thought it'd be a good time to show you exactly what this new Pokemon set's all about. So I've got both the new Elite Trainer boxes here. We've got the Kyogre one, we've got the Groudon one. Both of them, in some respects, very, very similar, but obviously everyone's got their preference in terms of red and blue when it comes to Pokemon. I'm going to open up just one of them today, but I'm going to show you every single thing that's in those Elite Trainer boxes, and then I'll detail what the difference between the two is if you're a little bit on the fence about which one you want to pick up. So before we start, we'll just take a look at these two. Both are pretty hefty boxes. On the back here we've got details of exactly what you get in there. Don't worry if you can't read all of that from where you're sat, because I am going to be going through every single little thing that you get in one of these boxes. But between the choice of Groudon and Kyogre, I'm going to go with what I've always done on the Pokemon games, which is open up the blue one and see how that one ticks. So I'm going to stick the Groudon box to one side for now. If you do want to pick up that one, obviously we're going to have plenty of both in stock, so you're not going to have any trouble getting hold of that. But let's see exactly what one gets in a Primal Clash Elite Trainer box. So first things first, the fun bit, careful time with knives. See if we can just slit this one open without harming any of the good stuff that's inside. There we go, a little slit in there. Get rid of my knife very carefully. Now, these Elite Trainer boxes, they're kind of ideal for getting a feel for the new set, because they don't just have some booster packs in, they've actually got quite a lot of stuff. So the first thing, you slide off this cover and you see this booklet here. Now this booklet, the Primal Clash Player's Guide, is a really, really helpful reference because it's got images of every single card in the set. So if you're building your first deck, or if you're building your 100th Pokemon deck, you've got all of the details that you need here about what you can expect to see in Primal Clash. We can see a few of the EXs in there, always popular for tournaments, but every single Pokemon that's in there, this is effectively your Pokedex for Primal Clash. If you're looking to collect the whole set, this will show you what you need. If you're looking to pick up particular cards, this is what you can look at to figure out exactly what you want. While this one, of course, has the blue cover on it, in terms of the contents inside, it's not as if this is a wholly different set for if you open up the red pack instead. All got the exact same information in there. So if nothing else, if you're looking to get something from Primal Clash, the Elite Trainer box is a really, really great place to start just because of that information. Okay, I'm going to try and keep most of the sort of important things on the table so you can see them all, but there's the player's guide. Then we've got this card insert here is basically just to make sure it all gets packed properly. This is something that you might use somewhere, but realistically not the meat and bones of this, because here we've got the box itself. Now we actually sometimes we sell the boxes that come with Elite Trainer boxes just on their own, because they are a really nice way of storing your cards. Once you've taken away the inserts, they pack a little bit smaller, so they'll pretty snugly fit your Pokemon cards, about the same size as a card. We can kind of measure that up there. And this stores way more than just the cards that you get in the box itself. It stores tons and tons of Pokemon cards. So if you're looking for a way to organise your collection, if you keep your Primal Clash cards in this one, or maybe say your fairy type Pokemon, or pick a particular type of Pokemon and keep them in here, or that way it just means you can keep your collection fairly organised. I know that mine kind of goes all over the place. Now you get a set of energy cards. Obviously you need energy for every Pokemon deck. There is some new special energy in Primal Clash, which we will hopefully get a chance to see soon enough, but here we've got your basic energy that you're going to need for whatever decks you choose to build. Now realistically the energy you've got here is going to be enough that you can build a few decks. You're probably not going to be using all of it in any one deck. I mean, there's an awful lot of different types of energy there, but this gives you the freedom to say, oh, if I want to build my water type deck, you've got plenty of water energy there. If you want to build your fire type deck, likewise you can do the same. So just kind of a very useful utility thing to include in the Elite Trainer boxes, so that you know that you've got that and you don't need to rely on the small amounts of energy that you get in any individual booster. But we can see there's quite a few other bits and pieces that go in here. So the next up, we've got some card sleeves. Now this is something that differs between the two Elite Trainer boxes. Obviously in our blue box we've got our blue sleeves, and like the red box we've got red sleeves. These sleeves, what they're for, basically, I'm not going to open them up and get them sort of too mussed up, is you put your cards in them. And they're not necessary. You don't absolutely have to sleeve your cards when you're playing Pokemon, but if you want to keep the cards nice, it makes them a little bit easier to shuffle. If you want to make sure they don't get sort of dinged up while you're shuffling or while you're playing. Also, if you want to be a little bit safer against just sort of, if you're playing on your kitchen table, perhaps there being a little bit of water on the table for when you've been having food or drink or what have you. These just make sure that your cards stay nice and fresh while you're playing. In the long run, getting new sets of sleeves is a lot cheaper and easier than getting new cards if you find that your cards are getting dinged up. So it's the sort of thing that it's a justifiable expense, I think, to make sure that all of your cards stay particularly fresh, especially if you open some nice EXs or anything similar like that. So there are our sleeves. What have we got next? Well, we've got some dividers here, and this is kind of a nod to the fact that this box is a great way of organising your collection. These are kind of a little bit thicker than regular cards. They're made of slightly sort of sturdier stock, and you'll see that they're just a little bit bigger than a card. We've got that little tab at the top there that sticks out over the top. These are for if you're using this box to organise your collection, you can put these in there just to divide up. Maybe you have a section for your energy, you have a section for your Pokemon, a section for your items, and so on and so forth. So there's just a few of these here, and all with the Primal Clash artwork on, just so that you can really make the most of this box as a good way of organising your cards. So I'll stick them out there. Then we've got some dice. Now there's 7 dice in here, 6 small regular blue D6s. Now those are primarily for keeping track of the amount of damage that's on your Pokemon. Using dice is a little bit easier than having loads and loads of counters knocking about the place. And we'll see that instead of the 1, they've got a slightly different little logo there. So don't think that there's not a 1 on there, it's just it looks a little bit different. You then also got this slightly bigger dice. Now this is referred to on the back of the box as, let me get the wording right on this, as a competition legal coin flip die. Now obviously there's lots of reasons that you might want to flip a coin in Pokemon, but in practical terms, let me just find one of the coins they got here. You do get while you do get some markers for status effects, so sort of confusion and paralysis and so on. Flipping a coin is not necessarily something that's particularly easy to do. It's not necessarily something that is always going to be really, really confirmed to be random. Just because if you practice it an awful lot, you might find that you're really good at flipping it very sort of the same every time. You can roll a dice all day, every day. You're not going to get any better at rolling 6s. I know I've tried. So the tournament dice there is sort of so you can say, all right, rather than flipping a coin, what I'm going to do is roll a dice. 1 to 3 is heads, 4 to 6 is tails, and you call it, and you can go from there. So that's what the slightly bigger dice in that bag is for. Then we've got this. Now it looks like it might just kind of be an advert or packaging and things. And I guess it kind of is an advert, but it's one that you're going to want to hold on to, because this is an advert. Let me just even get it a little bit closer. For Pokemon Online. Now Pokemon Online is a very cool thing that exists for all of the Pokemon products, whereby you can take the code that's on the other side. I'm going to just put my thumb over part of the code so that any of you watching at home can't just sort of use this code, because basically if you enter the full code from this card into Pokemon Online, then online you will get everything that you get in an Elite Trainer box as part of your online collection. And what that means is that you can play against other people online. Perhaps if you're looking to get competitive play, you know, at a time where you can't travel to an event, or if you just want to try a few things out, if you want to organise your collection up to a point, then this is a great way of doing it. You can enter that code or scan that image into Pokemon Online, and it will give you the contents of an Elite Trainer box. Likewise, they come in boosters, and you get the contents of a booster, and so on and so forth. And I've used Pokemon Online a bunch. I think it's a really, really great addition to everything that you get from the Pokemon card game. Finally, and this is the bit I'm sure that many of you have been waiting for, you get quite a few new booster packs from the Primal Clash set. You get 8 in total. There they all are. And given that this set is brand new, and I actually haven't opened any of it yet at all, I'm going to open some booster packs for you now, so we can get a chance to see what the cards do, and also, you know, maybe we get to see a few of the EXs. So far, I've got a little bit of a history in the office of being the lucky one that successfully opens full art cards, EXs, and so on. So let's see whether or not we can continue that trend on camera. This is obviously where it all goes horribly wrong, but I'll listen to that. The special time of opening a booster. Here we go. I'm going to go through each of these cards in little detail. So there we've got another one of our code cards. I'm just going to put that to one side for a second because that's not the exciting bit. So all of these cards new in Pokemon Primal Clash. So we've got Mudkip, our relatively basic water type Pokemon there. It's got Tackle and Mudslap. Not necessarily the card that we're all hoping to go crazy with in Constructed, but you never know. Trapinch there with Gnaw and Mudslap. Mudslap, a common move across a number of different types of Pokemon. Nose Pass, a few extra abilities there, Stiffen and Ram. Spinder, all of a sudden it seems like we're getting more wording on each of these cards as we go through. So this one's got staggering steps that can make Pokemon confused and uproar to do a little bit of damage. Horsey with Bubble there, so we can potentially paralyse a few things. And here's our foil. So this has got Gardevoir Spirit Link. So this basically means that if we had the appropriate Mega EX Gardevoir, then we would be able to play this so that our turn wouldn't end as we went to the Mega EX. So if we got together all the appropriate cards, this would be a very powerful addition to our deck. And now we have our first stage 2. This is Flygon. So Flygon's are rare in the pack. It's got Sandflap. Once during each of your turns before you attack, you can choose a player, and that player shuffles his hand into the deck and draws 4 cards. So really powerful if it works out that you are using all the cards in your hand and your opponent isn't really using the cards in theirs. You can kind of make sure that you stay ahead on cards. And that's an ability that is always going to be active, so even if it's just on your bench, this Flygon, which I wouldn't recommend it should be, you know, it's a dragon type Pokemon at stage 2, it's pretty good at attacking, you're going to get to draw lots of cards. And then Sand Tomb that can make it so that the defending Pokemon isn't going to be able to retreat during your opponent's next turn, and it deals 80 damage, so that one potentially pretty good at scoring a few prizes there. But it is a stage 2, it's going to take a bit of evolution to get there, but a very powerful card nonetheless, and we can just sort of see the foiling on that there in the light. Nidoqueen there, another stage 2 with Double Kick and Poison Fang, that one of our uncommons. Seadra, another one of our uncommons here with Knockout Needle and Water Gun. And finally another one of our Spirit Links here, this time for Aggron. So if we wanted to get to Mega Aggron EX, we've got the Spirit Link to do it there. Plenty of Spirit Links in this set, and they do mean that you are going to be able to get up to those Mega EXs just a little bit more effectively. Crack on with our packs. I'm not necessarily going to go through loads of detail on every common in there. I kind of just want to see whether or not we can crack an EX for you in this box. So we've got Drillbur with its Fury Swipes. We've got Electrike there with Charge and Bite. Skitty with Charm and Tail Smack. Rhyhorn, 80 health there on our basic Pokemon with Takedown, which deals 40, so pretty solid. Spheal, or Heal maybe, with Ball Roll. Ball Roll there meaning that you can potentially do a lot more than just 30 damage. Now we've got our foil, so Bibarel with Yawn and Continuous Headbutt. This one, stage 1 Pokemon, so you're going to have to evolve it, but look, we have got it in foil, so that's pretty neat. And here's our rare Aegislash. It's got Miracle Guard, so it takes away any of the weaknesses from your Pokemon. And Protect Charge, that means that during your next turn, any damage dealt to this Pokemon is reduced by 20. So with 140 hit points, that one's going to hang around for a little bit. Then we've got Acrobike, so you get to look at the top 2, put one in your hand and discard the other. Love a bit of card drawing. Another Nidoqueen there, and Magcargo. Let's keep on going. Rattle through these packs. see if we can't find something pretty exciting. There's another one of our code cards there. Don't lose those code cards because they are useful on the online game. So Staryu, Clamperry, Bunnelby, for those of you who like the bunnies, just got Trip over there. Illumise, see if I can get these actually a little bit bigger on screen for you there. Solrock with Solar Generator and Knock Away. So Solar Generator means you get to search your deck for up to 2 special energies and put them in your hand. So we've not seen a special energy yet in these packs, but the special energies potentially, well, aptly named I suppose. Spheal there, another one, but this one's in foil. And then, it seems appropriate given that we've got a Kyogre Elite Trainer box. Here is Kyogre. It's a basic Pokemon with Spring Tides that means you can flip a coin until you get tails and deal 30 times that damage times the number of heads. An Ocean Cyclone to deal 80 damage, does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Now, one of the good things about this guy, who is a rare, is that it's a basic Pokemon. It's not an EX, but it's a basic Pokemon with 130 health. So that one going to be relatively difficult to knock out. Pretty decent rare there. Fairly happy with that one. Lombra with Hook and Beat. Combusken, and our Freshwater set that heals 20 damage from each of your Pokemon as our item there. So 3 packs in. Let's go with the 4th one here. I'm going to open up all 8 of these just so we can get a chance to see a few cards from the new set, because it is quite a cool new set. Corphish with Vice Griffin Knockoff. Tynamo with Water Splash. Looks like a fish. Actually, it's an electric type Pokemon. Fair enough. Weedle there, classic. Barboach with Rain Splash. Honedge, which can make metal sound to make your opponent's active Pokemon confused. Here's our, we've got a foil rare here, Electros, sorry. So as often as you like during your turn, before you attack, you can move a basic energy attached to one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. So a handy way of meaning you can charge up your active Pokemon kind of fairly subtly, and you can discard all of the electrical energy attached to this Pokemon to deal 50 more damage with Electric Cannon. So potentially, if you charge it up to full, and you've got 4 electric type energy on the Electric Cannon, you could do a whopping 280 damage, and that's enough to knock out just about anything, even potentially through resistances. So a very powerful Stage 2 Pokemon there. Then we got our regular rare, so Excadrill. It's got 100 health. It's a Stage 1 with Drill Run and Straight Claw. Shrine of Memories here. This is one of the new stadiums. Let's see if we can just see what it says there. So each player's evolved Pokemon can use any attack from its previous evolutions. So that's not special abilities, just the attacks, but the attacks on some of the earlier stage Pokemon are pretty solid, so I'm sure there's some good work that someone can do with that one. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Another Combusken there, and everyone's favourite, Mr. Mime. He's got Trick, so you can move a Pokemon tool card attached from one of either player's Pokemon to another of that player's Pokemon that doesn't have a tool attached to it. It's got Lock Up as well to mean that a defending Pokemon can't retreat. I'm a big fan of Mr. Mime. I liked it in the original Pokemon Nintendo game, and to be honest, I've liked it ever since. All of the Mr. Mimes, ones that I'm a fan of there. Keep on going, see what we got here. Another one of our code cards. So now we've got Triecho, Vulpix, good old Vulpix, everyone likes that one. Another Rhyhorn there, a Volbeat, a Spheal with Ice Ball. Our rare is our foil is Magcargo with Flame Burst and Flamethrower, and maybe we can see if we can get it on camera there. The foiling on the fire on this Magcargo looks very cool indeed, with the sort of flames in the background there. See if we can just sort of get it playing in the light just a little bit. And oh, here we go. A little bit more sort of full artwork on this. It's not an EX again, it's a Stage 1 Pokemon, but this is Whiscash with Water Gun and Earthquake there. So another pretty powerful Pokemon. Looks like we've done fairly well on the water type Pokemon in our opening so far. And here's our special energy. So I'm going to read what this one does to you just so you can get a feel for special energy. So this is a special fairy type energy. It can only be attached to fairy Pokemon, and it provides the regular fairy energy when attached to that type of Pokemon. Prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks except for damage done to the Pokemon that this card's attached to. So basically, you know, if your opponent wants to confuse your Pokemon, if your opponent wants to make it so they can't retreat, if they want to do anything really to your Pokemon other than just straightforward damage, this energy will stop them doing it. So very likely we're going to see this in some fairly powerful fairy-type Pokemon decks. It can only be attached to fairy Pokemon, so if you've got some sort of clever hybrid deck, you might need to sort of think fairly carefully before you play your special energy, your wonder energy there. Then we've got, another kind of full art here. This is a full art Electrike. It's got barrier, so when your opponent plays a trainer card, prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon. And then Thunderfang, so it can deal 10 damage and flip a coin and make your opponent's Pokemon paralyzed. So that's kind of cool. And finally, a trainer card in here. I'm a big fan of the supporter cards. This one is Teammates. You can play it only if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them in your hand. That seems very, very strong for me. That being able to search for even 1 card is good. Being able to search for 2, potentially very, very powerful indeed. Of course, you can only play 1 supporter card a turn, but that one seems like one that realistically I might very well want to play, because there's not so many games where you're able to win without at least one of your Pokemon getting knocked out. So, pretty solid. 3 packs left. What have we got? We got Shroomish, Clamperry, Meditate, Tentacool. Tentacool can get lost in the waves there. Another Vulpix. And Probopass is our first foil. It's a rare. You can flip 3 coins. It does 30 times the damage equals the number of heads. A reinforced nose. If it's got a tool card attached to it, it deals 50 more damage. So that's 100 damage. So quite a lot there for a stage 1 Pokemon. And boom, here we go. Oh, dropped it. Dear me. Let's see if we can just fish that one up. A little bit excited about our full art EX here. And even though we've got the the Kaigori box, we have got a full art Groudon EX. Now, I can see that potentially you might have trouble reading this on camera just because there's a lot going on this card. It's got the fancy foiling, it's got the full art all over everything. 180 hit points to begin with, fighting type, and earth type, and then it's got Rip Claw, so for 2 you get to flip a coin if it's a heads, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, and 30 damage, so that potentially stopping it from getting off its bigger attacks. And speaking of big attacks, a Massive Rend, for 4 you get to deal 130 damage, so that one, very, very powerful. Super happy to open up that and look at the foiling on that. And I don't know if you can really pick it up on camera here, but there's kind of a bit of a textured foiling to the EX full art cards. Very, very cool indeed. It's worth noting that while this is obviously one way to pick up cards, we are going to be selling at Magic Madhouse single cards of everything in this Pokemon set. So if having looked through the player's guide there's particular things that you want, we can absolutely service that need. We can make sure that we get the cards that you need. Trainer, Escape Rope here, Masquerain. A Repeat Ball to search your deck for a Pokemon with the same name as one of your Pokemon in play and put it into your hand. So once you've got sort of maybe a combo deck where you particularly want to get lots of the same Pokemon, make sure that something sticks. This one might be a nice one to have in your deck there. Shroomish, Clamperry, Meditate. I think we've already looked at some of these. I got a little bit excited when we saw the fancy. You know what? I'm going to leave this one here so you can ogle it a little more as I'm opening these last few packs for our full art Groudon. Now, this was a completely random Elite Trainer box. I didn't know what was going to be in it beforehand, at least in terms of the individual cards, but very happy to have seen my big flashy rare there in full art form. Let's see what else we've got here. So, Torchic, Hippopotas, there's a Skirskit and a Barboach. That's one that we might need to have so that we can evolve into our big fancy rare that we saw earlier on. Zigzagoon. Here's a foil Skitty. So the foiling kind of cool because it means we get to see the stars in the background here on this basic type Pokemon. And here's our rare, Sceptile. It's a level stage 2 with Nurture and Heal. Once during your turn before your attack, you can attach an energy, Leaf type energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If you do, heal 30 from that Pokemon, so a good way of keeping your Pokemon alive. Another Mr. Mime, an Electric there, and a Dive Ball to search for a water type Pokemon and put it into your hand. Great stuff. Our last booster here. Let's see if we can open a good one just to finish off our video. Get rid of our wrappers. I'll clean those up once we stop recording. Skirskit in here, a Zigzagoon, Tree Echo. There's a Bidoof, kind of cute there, the old Bidoof, sat on his dam, chewing away. Tangela. Here's our foil, so Trapinch. It was one of the first cards that we opened in this Elite Trainer box, but now we've got one in foil, looking very cool, reflecting in the light there. Then our rare is Azumarill. And Azumarill has a Bubble Beam and Superpower that deals 60 or potentially even 90 damage, but if you choose to deal 90, it'll deal 30 to itself. There's a Bouffalant, a basic one with Sap Sipper, so you get to deal 40 more damage to your opponent's Grass-type Pokemon before applying weaknesses and so on. Energy Retrieval, so you can get back some of your basic energy after your Pokemon have been knocked out. And a Celio there. So that's everything that we've got from our box. A pretty decent box, I think. We've got a fancy full RTX. Obviously, we can't guarantee exactly what cards are going to be in the boosters beyond the fact that there's going to be a foil and there's going to be a rare in each booster. But if you're thinking about checking out Pokemon Primal Clash, this is a very good option for it. We've also got booster packs, we've also got starter decks. I think there's going to be some tins coming in later in the year, but if you're looking at getting a first look at Primal Clash, getting at least one of these Elite Trainer boxes seems like a great plan, because as you can see, you basically get everything that you could want to get a feel for how this set works and maybe to plan out what other things you might like to pick up. Obviously you can pick up all of it right here at magicmadhouse.co.uk, and if you've got any questions about any of this, mention something in the comments. If you want to see more of our videos, share, like, subscribe, and we'll do everything we can to get you plenty more video content for future Pokemon and other card game releases. Take care.